Tell you a little bit about the work that they're doing, but this is a wonderful partnership, and we're looking forward to finding great things to do together. So
the data set I'm going to be drawing from is called the U.S. Energy and Employment Report. It's published by Department of Energy.
Right? So I think the more we can get these opportunities to get in front of these educational institutions, the counselors, they're going to help do that legwork for us and carry that on.
Because in colleges, the students already have a track, right? And Kai showed us that women were highly underrepresented.
So we're launching a program that's called the Radiate Women's Leadership Program. We're really excited. It starts in January, and it's going to be a mix of all different women, and all the sessions are being taught by women who've been in utilities for a long time. So I'm super excited.
Tell you a little bit about the work that they're doing, but this is a wonderful partnership, and we're looking forward to finding great things to do together. So take it away.
Thank you so much for that introduction, and I thank you to people who chose our session over the other one. I think you won't be disappointed. We're here to talk about people. There's a lot of great things going on in our industry, but we're not going to be able to get any of it done without people, and so that includes the folks here in the room. Again, my name is Vanessa Edmonds, and I co-founded the Utility 2030 Collaborative 5 years ago, right when COVID got a little crazy and we changed our course, but we kept moving forward. Today we've grown and we do a lot of really good work, and our focus is on people, and it's really the sustainability side of how do we build sustainable teams for the future. So we work a lot with utility professionals, utility leaders on how do we lead for the future, how do we hire for the future, how do we keep employees when they are tempted to leave to make more money, all of those sorts of things. So I'm very happy to be here today, and I also want to let you know we prefer to talk with you than at you. And so instead of me introducing our panelists, I would like you to introduce yourselves, please, and give your name and then your title. But if your title's different than what you do, go ahead and say what you do, because sometimes titles mean nothing. And then give us one word that captures the mood that you're feeling right now. So Kai with the C, do you want to start us out?
Hey everybody, Kai Steger. I'm with BW Research. We do workforce research, economic development research with a focus on energy topics and issues. So that's what I do. I run those projects. And I'll be presenting for a quick 10 minutes to give us some data backing for what we're going to talk about. One word to describe me, I was packing really quickly when I left the house, and I grabbed a pre-COVID-19 suit. So I'm even more uncomfortable than I normally would be because I looked different before COVID-19.
So your one word is uncomfortable?
Yes,
okay.
That's correct.
And how about you, Christy?
Hi, I'm Christy Dray. I'm manager of our substation construction and maintenance operations at SMUD, which is Sacramento Municipal Utility District, totally opposite coast. Excited to be here. I'll be talking more about the boots on the ground side and innovative things that SMUD's been doing for funding that workforce pipeline for our crafts trades. And one word would be invigorated. Really excited about today's discussion.
Awesome.
So, hi folks, I'm Chris Hilborn. I am the president of Utility 2030's advisory service. That's something that's very new. I was recently at Liberty Utilities, maybe the biggest utility you've never heard of, 1 million connections across the US, electric, gas, and water. But the biggest utility was 200,000 connections. The smallest was 12,000. And in that role, I was essentially the leader of innovation, and I'm excited to share, my views on the workforce from an innovation perspective. My one word is inspired. It's been such a great session. A lot of talk around policy, a lot of talk around technology. It's been good.
Thank you for that. So the word that captures how I'm feeling today is gratitude. I feel like we're in a season of gratitude, and I torture my kids every Thanksgiving, and everyone's birthday. They have to go around the table and say what they're thankful for and the other people at the table. But I'm really grateful for the partnership with GridWise. This is my first conference, and I am beyond impressed, not only with the content, but the conversations we're having, the people that have come together and really care about this industry. It makes me almost a bit emotional. I'm also thankful for the people on the panel. Kai, I've met more recently. Christy Dray actually was one of our Women Who Spark Award winners this year. Christy, yay.
Thank you.
And that's an award for innovation and transformation, but also a woman who really looks to bring others up through the industry. So it's not someone who's just sort of blazing their way to the top and leaving everyone in the dust. Also thankful to Chris because he did leave Liberty and has joined Utility 2030, and he was on our board. So the fact that he loved it so much that he just wants to be part of what we're delivering. So my emotion is gratitude. With that, we're going to turn it over to Kai. He's going to give us a really good overview of what's happening with the workforce in our industry.
Great. Can folks hear? Okay, excellent. So dive in real quick. So the data set I'm going to be drawing from, can you guys, yeah, good. The data set I'm going to be drawing from is called the U.S. Energy and Employment Report. It's published by Department of Energy. The story of it very quickly goes back to this desire to make sure we were capturing all of the workforce and employment trends that we see in the U.S. energy economy. The existing methodology that relies on the Bureau of Labor and Statistics does a really good job with traditional energy sectors, with fossil fuel, with utilities, but where it struggles is some of the newer, more emerging technologies that are rapidly evolving. So what essentially in 2016 DOE did in support with BW Research is we put together this new methodology to capture a comprehensive look at the energy employment ecosystem. So BW Research annually takes BLS data and then surveys tens of thousands of businesses around the country and integrates that and synthesizes that, which gives us the data that we're going to look at. And so with that, let's dive in, if we could, to the next slide. Do I have? Aha. Thank you very much. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so that's about DOE. That's about U.S. energy. So the data I'm going to be talking about today is from the Transportation, Distribution, and Storage module of user. It captures a very large group of workers, north of 1 million workers. It's a bigger category than just the specific technologies we're going to be focusing on here. One of the ways my colleague describes it is it connects all of the jobs that are focused on how fossil and clean fuel and electricity get moved about the country. So where we can, we've tried to dive in specifically into the electricity transmission, distribution, and storage data. But as you can see from the definition at the bottom here, it captures electric power transmission, but also pipeline construction. It captures microgrids, smart grids, a lot of different technologies. So where we can, we've tried to be tight. But generally, this speaks, I think, to the broader workforce that we're going to be talking about. And let's dive in. So quickly, we're going to do a few key job trends that we've seen in the last year. We'll talk about hiring expectations. Part of the value of user is in asking these businesses this comprehensive survey is we get a healthy amount of data about how they're experiencing hiring and workforce challenges, and then we'll close on some demographics. Yeah. So it's all jobs within the value chain. So no, so unfortunately, because we only had 10 minutes, I'm not going into value chain, which would be construction, manufacturing, professional business services, those. This is going to be more of a technology-specific look. So taking BLS data that you see for utilities and some manufacturing, construction, and then supplementing it with the surveys we do. So this is a broad look at some of the key categories in this definition. You see traditional T&D, just north of 1 million workers, and then smaller groupings going down in other areas. Interestingly, in 2023, the traditional transmission and distribution sector grew by over 50,000 workers, which is about 5.5%. The U.S. economy grew by about 2% in 2023 in terms of workforce. So you're seeing a lot of workforce expansion taking place already. That, I think, would be a fairly consistent observation with what we've been hearing about in terms of growth and in terms of focus. When you look at some of the other technologies, it's a smaller base, but you're still seeing growth rates between 4 and 6%, give or take. If you break down that traditional transmission and distribution employment, which was that big million or so workers, into the different categories we're looking at, you see that the electricity portion of traditional transmission and distribution is about 2/3 of that bucket. And again, it's similarly showing that growth rate of, in this instance, about 35,000 jobs, but still that 5% increase, which is quite high for a more traditional sector. And then one of the things we also do is we take the TDS employment and we segment it into a narrower set of technologies that we call clean energy in this instance, and those are the technologies you see here. It's a smaller segment, but still overall about 140,000 workers